keystone of Factories Act is safety first and safety last. The Factories Act is piece of legislation that was enacted to ensure the safety and welfare of workers in factories. The statement's keystone of Factories Act is safe, safe first and safety last. Safety first and safety last implies that primary goal of act is to ensure the safety of workers and that safety is the most important consideration in any aspect of factory operation. This statement highlights the fact the safety of workers is of paramount importance in factory setting and that of it should be given the highest priority at all times. The Factories Act lays down various rules and regulations to ensure that factories are safe places to work and that factories are safe places to work and that workers are protected from potential hazards. This statement indicates that safety should be taken into account from planning to design of factory to production process and maintenance. This includes ensuring that workers are properly trained and equipped with necessary safety equipment, are regularly inspected and maintained, and that safety protocols are in place to handle emergencies. In conclusion, this statement emphasizes the importance of safety in factory settling and underscores the need for employers to prioritize the safety and welfare of their workers. In conclusion, this statement emphasizes the importance of safety in factory setting and underscores the need for employers to prioritize the safety and welfare of their workers. Explain the provisions of Factory Act 1948 relating to the health, safety, and welfare of workers. The Factories Act 1948 is an important piece of legislation in India that governs the health, safety, and welfare of workers in factories. The Act lays down several provisions that are aimed at ensuring that workers in factories are protected from hazards and are provided with a safe and healthy working environment. Health. First, health. The Act requires that all factories maintain a clean and hygienic working environment. The Act mandates that adequate and clean drinking water or washing facilities and sanitary management must be provided for workers. The Act also requires that factories ensure proper ventilation and temperature control in the workplace. Safety. The Act lays down several provisions for ensuring the safety of workers. It requires that all machinery and equipment used in factories must be properly maintained, inspected and operated by trained workers. The Act also mandates that adequate measures must be taken to prevent accident and to control hazards in workplace. Third, welfare. It requires that factories provide first aid and medical facilities to workers in case of an emergency. Note here in safety, the Act also mandates that adequate measures must be taken to prevent accident and to control hazards in workplace. The Act further requires that workers must be provided with protective equipment and clothing such as goggles, helmets, gloves, and safety shoes to ensure their safety while working. Third, welfare. It requires that factories provide first aid and medical facilities to workers in case of an emergency. The Act also mandates that factories provide crèches and restrooms for female workers and that canteen facilities be provided for the workers where more than 250 workers are employed. Working hour. Working hour. It mandates that workers are given a weekly holiday. It also requires that overtime work be paid at double normal rate. In conclusion, the Factories Act 1948 provides for health, safety, and welfare of workers in factories by laying down several provisions aimed at ensuring a safe and healthy working environment. Employers are required to adhere to these provisions to protect their workers from potential hazards and to ensure their well being.